I'm outside the Etihad. I've just watched Chelsea take us apart 3-1 at home. So now we need to look at the 5 things that we learned today. The first one is the most important lesson of all. Take your chances. Chelsea had 3 shots on target and scored 3 goals. What did we do? We had chance after chance. Aguero had one. De Bruyne hit the bar from 4 yards out into an open goal. Silva had chances. Sane had chances. Navas had chances. We didn't score from open play. We scored off a deflection into an own goal. Take our chances today, refereeing aside, and we win that game 4-3. Simple as that. Take your chances, City. All right, lesson number 2, don't lose your heads. Aguero's going to have a 4-match ban. Fernandinho's going to have a 3-match ban. Otamendi's going to get a ban, and that is because in the face of frustration, there are players out there at the hands of Chelsea, at the hands of the referee, who didn't keep their heads, didn't keep their feet on the ground where they should be. It's happened before with Fernandinho, it's happened before with Aguero, and maybe some people call it passion, some people call it poor discipline, but either way you look at it, we're going to pay the price as a result, and that is not good enough. Lesson number 3, 3 at the back. Now, it can work wonders, as we've seen for Chelsea today, and maybe it can work in the Premier League, but the difference is with the right personnel. It is a new system and it's going to take time to adapt, but maybe in the biggest of games, the games that we absolutely can't lose, is it worth risking it, especially with players like Kolarov, who just doesn't seem built for a 3 at the back system, especially when he's going to have to play at centre back in the middle of the 3. Maybe it is time for Guardiola to swallow a little bit of pride, settle back, and maybe just work on 4 at the back like this team is useful. It's a formation that requires talent in every single place, world-class players who can adapt and flexible, and maybe we just don't have that yet. 3 at the back, time will tell, but for now, let's learn our lessons. Number 4, perhaps the most positive way of looking at it is with so many players out with bans, so many players on the sidelines, it gives an opportunity for some of the younger lads to get back into the team and make an impression. Players like Kelechi, who for me hasn't had enough chances to make a real impression on the side and show what he can do. He's going to get 3 or 4 games, depending on how long Aguero's ban is, to really impact on the side, and that can only be a good thing. Someone like Fabian Delph, who's just come back from injury, will almost certainly have to get involved at some point. Fernando, who's been impeccable, hasn't been able to make his way into the team, maybe he can make a difference as well. So perhaps for those players, at least it's something positive. So we've learned our lesson, this is how we get involved, and hopefully we can see some more players getting involved in the first team. And finally, one of the harshest lessons that we've learned is about refereeing, and sometimes referees will do that to you, sometimes refereeing won't go your way, and today felt like one of those days. It felt like every 50-50 didn't go in our direction, and it felt like perhaps even the refereeing officials maybe didn't want to give us decisions. Every corner, every throw-in, it felt like it was hard work for them to give us a decision, but you know what? We can't hide behind that. There were other reasons that we lost today, and it certainly would have been helpful if maybe a couple of those decisions had gone our way, if we got one of the penalties, if David Luiz, who'd been given what he deserved, perhaps it would have been a different result. But we've got to learn that sometimes it isn't going to go your way, and you have to react to that in the right way. And shouting and screaming at a referee might not change his mind, and it might not get in the way, but it's not an excuse for poor discipline, it's not an excuse for letting make mistakes in other areas. And maybe from now on, the Etihad needs to be a little bit more intimidating. Maybe referees need to know that they can't mess us about, but ultimately we need to learn to deal with it better. These have been my 5 lessons we've learned today. Let me know in the comments the lessons that you've learned and what we need to do better next time. I'm Alex, this is Blooming Rising, we'll see you again.